We're talking about osteoporosis today.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about osteoporosis. You know, I think a lot of people just sort of rely on the drugs that are given for osteoporosis and maybe a little bit of calcium. But a couple key features of really trying to strengthen the bones. The first one is, you know, the big issue with osteoporosis is the risk of fracture. Well, falling is obviously going to increase your chances of fracture. So we really want to focus on exercise and balance being the big one.
Okay.
So whether you work with a physical therapist or work with a personal trainer or do something in the lines of yoga or Tai Chi, those are really great exercises for strengthening the core, improving balance, and that way you decrease your chance of having a fracture. Vitamin D, which we've talked about before, is very, very big in regards to the strength of the bones, and making sure you have a vitamin D level checked if you have osteopenia or osteoporosis, and making sure that level is at least above 32 and more like 50 to 70 is the ideal.
Okay.
And then focusing on some of the foods that may actually make this worse. Coffee, fried foods, those inflammatory foods may actually leach calcium from the bones. Focusing on a plant-rich diet, lots of fruits and vegetables. And also want to make note that, you know, a lot of the medicines we use for the stomach to decrease acid in the stomach actually may promote osteoporosis over time.
Oh, really?
So the antacid medications used chronically can be really a problem for the bones. So
Wow.
we want to be looking for ways to kind of minimize the reflux and kind of move off of those medicines a little bit.
Okay, I think when people think calcium, they think of milk and cheese, maybe cottage cheese, that type of thing. Would those, you said plants and vegetables, I wasn't thinking calcium with plants and vegetables.
You can get calcium, you know, obviously dairy is a big source of calcium. Some people have problems with dairy, some people can tolerate it just fine. So dairy can be a good source of calcium to support the bones, obviously a calcium supplement as well.
Okay.
But fruits and vegetables are loaded with calcium as well. They're also loaded with
Really?
lots of other vitamins and minerals to help keep the body in balance. You know, some of this bone issue may be related to inflammation, you know, which is driven by a very highly processed diet. So again, moving toward those plant-based foods is going to help support the bones and other aspects of health as well.
I wouldn't have thought about that. Okay, vegetables, good source of calcium.